अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुह। अय्युहत तलबतुल अज़्ज़ा मिन अस्सफ़्फ़िल आशिर, अतमन्ना लकुम तमाम अस्सिह्हति वल आफ़िया। My dear students, in last video we have completed page number 34, chapter number 10. Okay, and exercise number 1 I have discussed briefly. Okay, so today again I'll start to discuss all the exercises of the chapter. And in this chapter the grammar has been used al-muraja'a. What does it mean? Revision of previous grammar. So here especially pronouns are being discussed. And as you know, in Arabic there are two types of pronoun, either az-zamair al-muttasila related and az-zamair al-munfasila detached, attached and detached pronoun. Az-zamair al-muttasila means attached pronoun and az-zamair al-munfasila means detached pronoun. Munfasil means separate and muttasil means attached. Muttasil means attached. For example, az-zamair munfasila is huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, ana and nahnu. And az-zamair muttasila is hu, huma, hum, ha, huma, hunna, ka, huma, ki, kuma, kunna, ya and na. All these pronouns I believe you have learned and you know. Okay, but the difference between az-zamair muttasila and munfasila is az-zamair munfasila detached pronoun will be used as subject, while it will be used as subject, so it will be in nominative case. Okay, and az-zamair muttasila will be used either in accusative case or in genitive case. Why? Because az-zamair muttasila will be used with joining another word. So while it will be joined with another word, so at that time either it will be in accusative case or either it will be in genitive case. Again, if you remember and if you keep in your mind one point, you can understand that az-zamair muttasila is either in accusative case or genitive case. Now, before az-zamair muttasila, the word will be either noun or verb. For example, ra'aytuka. Okay, this is az-zamair muttasila. And second example is akhaztu kitabahu, or same word I write akhaztu kitabaka. Now you can see here kaf az-zamair muttasila because hu, huma, hum, ha, huma, hunna, ka, huma, kum, ki, kuma, kunna, ya and na. All these are az-zamair muttasila. What does it mean? It will be used with joining with another word. Now the question comes that first word either will be noun or either will be verb. Okay, next, so first is a verb and second is a noun, or az-zamair muttasila will be with any other word, that is hurufe jarra, that is hurufe jarra. For example, same pronoun I have used in all these three sentences. In all these three sentences, you can see ka, and ka. Okay, but here ka is in accusative case, mansub, and in all these two places ka is in genitive case. Ka is in genitive case, majroor. Okay, so whenever a zamairul muttasila will be used at the end of any verb, joining with any verb, at that time a zamairul muttasila will be in accusative case, mansub. Okay, mansub. And if a zamairul muttasila is used joining with noun or another word, okay, noun or hurufe jarra, noun or preposition, it will be in genitive case, as you can see here. So ra'aytuka, it will be translated I saw you. So I is subject, saw is a verb, and you is object, and as you know, object always will be in accusative case, mansub. Akhaztu kitabaka, I took your book. Same sentence is here, but the difference is I took your book directly I used, and I used here I took the book from you. Okay, so in both the places ka is here, but both are in genitive case. Why? Because before azmarul muttasila noun is here, and here before azmarul muttasila hurufe jarra is here. Okay, so whenever any hurufe jarra will be before any pronoun, any azmarul muttasila, it will be in genitive case. But azmarul munfasila never will be used in this way. You cannot say ra'aytu anta, I saw you. It will not be used, because anta always will be used in nominative case, being marfu. Understood? Same here. Akhaztu kitaba anta, it will not be used. That is wrong sentence. Okay, why? Because anta never will be used in genitive case. So anta always will be used in nominative case, being a subject. As you know, subject always will be used in nominative case. Understood? So one point related to first exercise is azamairul muttasila will be used joining with another word. Now another word either will be verb or noun or preposition. If first word is a verb, that azamairul muttasila will be in accusative case, mansub. Please try to keep in your mind this point. If you remember this point, it will be helpful for you in your board exam to find out that, for example, the questions will be like this: ra'aytuka, ka in this sentence is in halate nasab, halate rafa, or halate jar. So at that time you should see that first word either is a noun, first word is either preposition, or first word is a verb. If first word is a verb, it's meaning that azmarul muttasila is in halate nasab, and if before azmarul muttasila any noun is here, its meaning is that the azmarul muttasila is being mudaf ilayh, so it will be in genitive case. Understood? So to learn in a better way azmarul muttasila and munfasila, one trick I want to tell you, that just I know you know all its meaning also. Azmarul muttasila complete with meaning, azmarul muttasila complete with meaning. Everyone knows, but sometimes we are confused that azmarul muttasila is For example, anta, azamair munfasila is anta. So for anta, which one azamair munfasila will be used? So to make it easy for you, just in one page you should write. Okay, you should make in this way you should write. Here okay, this way you should write on your notebook. For example, if you have huwa, he, who, okay, his. So directly you should write in front of each. You should write huma here its meaning, huma here its meaning. Then you can understand the difference and which one at that which time the word will be used for what. Okay, so please in one page only, in one page you should write in this way complete azamairul muttasila and azamairul munfasila. Then easily you will learn it. Now next exercise is next exercise. What I told now, that is only next exercise. Uktub jami'a zamairul munfasilati ma zikri ma'ani. The exercise is write only azamairul munfasila, but you should not write only azamairul munfasila, but you should write azamairul muttasila also just next to that line, okay, with their meaning. Then it will be easy for you to learn. Now next exercise is inta jami'a azamairul muttasilati min al-jumal at-taliya. Intaqa yantaqi means to pick. Intaqa yantaqi means to pick. Azamairul muttasila attached pronoun. Now you can see here. Hal hada qalamuka, hal hada qalamuka. Now if I ask, ka is here in nominative case, accusative case or genitive case. So same point just before I discussed, you should see first word. Either first word is a verb, noun or preposition. If it is a noun, its meaning is that it is in genitive case. Azamairul muttasila is in genitive case. Same here, noun is. So that's why it is in genitive case. You should read all the sentences and you should write azamairul muttasila separately. If one azamairul muttasila has been used many times, just only you should write once. I can see here aina sayyaratuka, ka. Okay, that is also in genitive case. Where is your car? Here waqifatun fi sa'atil intizar, parking area. Fi sa'atil intizar, parking area. It is in parking area. Now you can see here. Here is azamairul munfasila. Here is azamairul munfasila. That's why it is used separately. It is used separately. Next is ma asma'uhunna. Hunna. Okay. Again, hunna is in genitive case. Asma'uhunna Fatimatu, Nabilatun wa Hamida. Their names are Fatima, Nabila and Hamida. Aina manziluha. Aina manziluha. Where is her house? Here, fi Arkai-puram. Okay, that is in Arkai-puram. Hal hadhihi kulliyatukum? Hal hadhihi kulliyatukum? So, is this your college? Naam, hadhihi kulliyatuna. Yes, this is our college. Hal mudarrisukum mawjudun fi as-saf? Okay, now mudarrisuna mawjudun fi as-saf. Yes, our teacher is in the class. Hal mirwahatuhu qadimatun? Is his fan is old? Yes, his fan is old. Aina kutubukunna ya banat? Where is your books, girls? Hiya fi haqaibina ya sayyidati. Ma'am, it is in our bag. Okay, so from exercise number 3, you should write all the azamairul muttasila separately. And first write the sentence. In which way you should write? You should write first sentence and underline azamairul muttasila, and later you should write separately that azamairul muttasila. For example, na'am mirwahatuhu qadimatun. So you will write complete sentence. After writing complete sentence, you should underline this one and you should write it separately here. Understood? Now exercise number 4. صرف الأفعال التالية مع ذكر المعاني. مع ذكر المعاني. You should write again conjugation of فعل ماضي فعل مضارع with their meaning. استيقظ يستيقظ means to wake up. استيقظ يستيقظ means to wake up. دلق يدلق means to rub or to massage. ارتشف يرتشف means to drink or to sip. Sa'ula yas'ul means to cough. Sa'ula yas'ul means to cough. 4 verbs are here. You should not write 4 fi'l mazi and 4 fi'l mudari. From any 2 verbs you should write fi'l mazi and from any other 2 verbs you should write fi'l mudari. But you should use all 4 verbs. From 2 verbs fi'l mazi and from next 2 verbs you should write fi'l mudari. Understood? So I discussed today az-zaman muttasila and munfasila. Many small points I discussed. You should keep in your mind. It will be helpful for you to form any sentences, to write any paragraph, okay, and to find out the situation of az-zaman muttasila and munfasila. Either that is used in nominative case or accusative case or genitive case. Understood? And if you are confused about any point that I discussed today, you can ask me anytime. But try to use the way I discussed. Okay. For today is much. Inshallah, next chapter I will start in next video. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.